Okay, thank you for choosing Clearview for your website. This is simply a tutorial to go over the website content management system to enable you to edit and change anything you wish on the site. Obviously, of course, feel free to give us a call or email if you need any help or you need more information. But hopefully this tutorial will be a good guide to enable you to edit the various sections on your site. First of all, you'll need to go to your web address and the word /admin. That will get you to your admin login, where you'll simply put in your admin details that we'll have sent via email or given you via phone. Okay, so here I'm just using an example site to show you. So when you log into your site, you'll have a dashboard here. You can add various notes, things to remember to do. There's a stats section on there. All kinds of things you can just have a quick look at. A lot of this may not apply because you may not have got the various sections of the content management system enabled, depending on the remit of your site. But you'll be able to see, as I say, a bit of a dashboard of information from that initial page. Okay, secondly, we're going to go to the menus section here. You can create menus or edit menus. Now, obviously, we've created the site for you, and originally you'll have some menus. So I would probably suggest just maybe don't mess too much with this section unless you want to add in new menus, or if you feel you need any help with that, we can obviously, of course, help you on that. But it's simply a case of if you want to add a new menu, put in your menu name. You can add a caption as well. Top level, or is it underneath another menu? That will obviously make it a sub-menu item. So I could, for example, just very quickly test menu here and sub-level as home. It is a content page, a module, or an external link. Content page will link into an internal page on the site, so you'll have first needed to create a page or edit or change it to an existing page that you've created for another menu. Or an external, a module will link to a module that will take over the page with a clever bit of software, whatever that module is. Or an external link where you can just simply link to somewhere else. Okay, you can give it a so you can give it a menu icon. Is it the home page? That's going to be no in all the cases apart from the home page, so leave that as no. And is the menu published? Yes or no. You can obviously create a menu but not have it published, so maybe it's something you want to enable at a later time. So that's why that's there. Okay, but by and large, this should all be created for you, so nothing too much to note here. But if I was going to create that test menu here, I've set it as a sub menu underneath home. So here you can see it comes in there. You can switch these around as well, move the pages, menu items into different places. And if I put save menu position, that will save the order that you moved them to. Okay, so now we're dropping to pages. The pages section lists the pages that you'll have had created for you when we initially built your site. You can create new pages or edit the existing pages. For example, let's say I want to edit the Dress Smart page. I can click the green icon, edit icon here, and I can go in and just simply adjust the text in the WYSIWYG editor. Standard editor here, so you've got your various options of making your page how you look through the editor. If you really know what you're doing, you can go into the HTML section and write in HTML code here. Obviously, only do that if you know how to manipulate HTML. And the meta keywords here, you just simply put whatever your page is. These should already be entered for you when we created your site. Okay, so you can update the page. You've also got some options here. Again, we'd leave it as no to all of these, but you could, for example, if you decided to have it as an admin-only page, move that to there. Or does it have a search box on it? So you can move that to there. But by and large, these are all no, nothing to be too concerned about here. Okay, so that was editing your page. You've obviously got the option of adding a new page should you wish. If you create a new page, when you've saved that page, you'll then be able to link it to a menu item, as we've just seen there. Okay, now we're going down to modules. Now modules are clever bits of software that can either be assigned to a page or directly to a menu. Some modules create plugins which then can be assigned to a page. Okay, so to go through those three different types of modules, which are either plugin created modules, page assigned modules, or menu assigned modules, I'll show you those now. So first of all, ad block here. This ad block module you can configure, which simply creates ads, ad campaigns. So I create an ad campaign, put the campaign name, start date, end date, fill out all the information. Do you want super admin user, or guest to see it? Blah blah blah. So I create my campaign. That will then create a plugin. We'll talk about plugins in just a moment. Another example of a module that creates plugins is the Google Maps module here. So here I can configure the Google Maps module, and I create a Google map simply via the module here. And when I've created my map, decided where it is that I want the map to point to, as soon as I add the map, it'll create it as a plugin. Okay, we'll come back to plugins, as I say, in a moment. Okay, so then we've got examples of modules that are assigned directly to a page. For example, the FAQ Manager. If I can configure this module, it's a case of simply putting questions and answers. So I'll put my question in, write my question in there, write my answer in the WYSIWYG, and add question, and then you will. Here we've just got some Latin text demo fillers. You can change the order of these here by moving these around. And when I assign this module, it's assigned to a page. This is a page assigned module. So I go to my page, for example, the DressSmart one we looked at, and click Edit. And here you can see above the WYSIWYG, we've got the option to assign some modules. So here I can assign the FAQ module that we just looked at. That will then, the page, this DressSmart page, will then feature an FAQ section followed by the WYSIWYG text section. Okay, and then finally you've got modules that are assigned to the menu. For example, these particular modules, this is one here, the Blog Manager. These are such big bits of software that they take over the entire page, so there's no need to create a page for them. They're assigned directly to the menu item. So in this case, if I go to menus and I was to add a new menu item, you notice that one of the options here is module, and here you've got you can see the modules that are assigned directly to a menu, and here Blog Manager is one of them. Okay, so when I created that menu item, I'd click it from the home page and it would take me straight to that configured module. Okay, moving down, we're down at plugins. Now, plugins are either things created from modules, like we just talked about. The Google Maps create plugins, and also the ad blocks create plugins. You can also create your own plugins here. Add new plugin, which we can call a bit of text, and then we can add our bit of text here. So you can create your own little plugins using the WYSIWYG, or if you know what you're doing, HTML, you can use that. So you can create your own little plugins here, and then we can assign plugins to pages. Okay, so there are system plugins and self-created plugins. Obviously, I just created a little plugin there, and the system created a Google Maps plugin and an ad block plugin via the modules section. But there are also system plugins for other things as well. For example, there's a video slider, so I could configure the video slider, and that would enable a video slider plugin. Or a testimonials plugin here. I can simply put testimonials in this plugin, and that will create testimonials. We've got jQuery tabs that will create some dynamic tabs that you can put in certain pages. So you can configure, all of these plugins are configurable. Ignore the edit option. Edit just simply allows you to change the name of the plugin. Like for example here, we want this to be called Tweets, latest tweet, so I can simply change the name of it, and that will just obviously enable you to change and edit the name of the plugin. So that's all that edit does. It's really the blue configure that you want with all of these plugins. Okay, right, how plugins work is they can be assigned to various pages. via the layout editor. So if I go to the layout editor here, I can see the layout of the pages. Now you can see if I hover over the main section, it's got a cross against it. I can't do anything. I can't assign plugins to the main section of the site, but I can assign them to the outside sections of the page, the bottom section, the right, left, and the top. And how I do this, I double click in a section, for example in the header here, double click in the header, and that will drop me a list of all of the plugins that are available to be selected. So I can click any of these, for example a testimonial section here, and that'll drop in that plugin on the testimonial section, and I can change which order I want them to appear in. So now if I go to the home page, this is the home page of the site. If I go to the home page, refresh that, you'll see a testimonial section now in there as well. There we go, look, the testimonials have appeared just below the image slider, which took up the top part of the header. Okay, so here you can see the testimonials is now added in with the image slider. Okay, so what I can do now is I can click that and remove it. What I can also do is click edit, and that will allow me to decide how much of the page, the width of the page that plugin takes. So 10 will automatically stretch across the whole page, or say 5 will take up half the space of the home page in this image slider here. So for example, now I've just done that, you'll see that this now only takes up half the page when it loads. Here you go, look, you can see that there. So you've still got space on the other side to add something else in. Okay, so I'll put that back to 10 because we want that to go all the way across. So again, this is a useful section, this layout section here. So that's the home page, but I can also go to all the different pages and drop in things around the top and the sides and the bottom. Obviously, remember, if you're doing on the right side, it's going to shrink your page a bit. So tend to leave the right section clear. Don't forget, we'll have done all of this for you. Again, this is for informational purposes only, really. Should you wish to edit your site, but you'll already have a notice like here, plugins already slotted into your site as part of the design work we've done for you. Okay, so going back up, because I flipped from plugins to the layout section, you've also got the option of memberships. You can set up memberships, gateway payments for your memberships, and you can also see your transactions. Depending on whether we've set your membership set up for you, it obviously is whether you can use this section or not. So give us a shout if you would like memberships enabling on your system. If you do already have memberships enabled, then we'll have probably already told you a little bit of how to edit all of that. Okay, so users, similarly, we will have created a site that enables people to register on the front end of the site or not. In this case, this particular example site is just one user who's editing the site. But that person could also add new users so that they could have a team of people editing the site. So add new user, put that user in, username, password, and they can then change their details and they can log in and edit the site with their own details. So you're not just sharing an administrator set of details. Okay, if you're enabling registrations on the front end of your site, obviously this will appear as a big list of people. Everybody that's registered on your site will appear here. And you've then got the option to send them newsletters and other information. Okay, so now we're going down to configuration. The configuration section lists the various configurables on your site. First of all, system configuration. This is the general configuration of your site. This will have been done for you again, so don't worry too much here. But in summary, it will be your website name, company name, address, email, all these things here. The theme we've created for you. This will probably be a custom theme we've created, so by and large don't change this, but you do have the option to change to other system themes, but always remember the one that we've done for you because that will have been custom made for you. Okay, you've got the option of various other things here, company logo if you want to change that or delete your existing logo and upload another. The default editor, you've got Redactor or TinyMCE here. You can change that. So the WYSIWYG editor we looked at before, you've got a different option of a different one if you're happier with one or the other. Try them both out. Then again, just some other information here, just general info that you can edit, but we would probably suggest that that's just for information purposes only, because we'll have already done that for you. Similarly, on email templates, if you've got a website that allows you to send out automatic emails through the system, for example, if you're enabling registrations and somebody registers on your website, then they will get a welcome email, and here, edit here, you can see what email they'll get. So, hello, you are now a member of, and that will be automatic pulled in from the database, anything in brackets. But again, you can just go in and change these welcome email template here. But again, this will only apply if you're enabling various features that send out automatic emails, and we'll advise you of that. Similarly, again, newsletter, this is something you can do and send out to the people on your site, all users or registered members, paid members, newsletter subscribers, and you can write your newsletter content in here, and that will send it out to all of those people. Again, though, of course, it will depend on the type of site you've had created and whether you've got users enabled. Custom fields, not too much to look at here. On the registration page, if again you're enabling registrations and members, you can customize that registration page. You can add in extra fields that are at the minute we're recording the address, the country, company name. You can add in additional fields there, so that registration is custom and that you're gathering the data that you want. Okay, moving on, there's a language manager. Well, ignore that unless you're not of an English language, where you can create a different language for your site. System maintenance, this is kind of stuff that we can just do for you, but just for info, just feel free to click in these various sections to familiarize yourself with them. The backup is useful. Just click backup there. If you're really happy with the way your site's looking, then feel free to create a backup. You create a backup, you know that that then is saved for you. Your whole website's saved, almost like a time machine really, so that you know that if at some point in the future you mess things up so badly that you need to get back to a previous happy place, you can restore a backup there and restore whichever one. Obviously, so you don't get confused and wonder, oh crikey, which is which? Oh no, was it that one or that one? Feel free when you do a new backup to delete the previous one. Or if you're very organized and you've got like another mental note or a written note somewhere of which is the backups on your system and what they are and what milestones they are, then of course have a list, but we'd advise just to keep one backup of the various happy places as and when you get to them. So simply delete any spare backups and just delete and just leave one. So in this case, I've deleted all backups, so I don't have that option to go back to that happy place. So here I'm going to do that right now, create a new backup, and there I am. It's just giving me a backup of the system. Okay, so finally there is system info, and there's a log manager as well. Log manager records activity on your site. Feel free to have a wander and browse in there. By and large, that's it. You access your home page of your front end of your site from the back end via here. You can log out completely from this button. You can create events should you wish to via the green one that will appear on the site, and they'll appear in the module section. Okay, so there you are. Hope you the site is exactly how you want it. Feel free to contact us if it isn't, and we will get that exactly right. And we look forward to working with you. Thank you very much. Bye for now.